The Brony Adventures 4, Chapter 42, A Tenth Weakness. A hater crawls across the ground, trying to get to the trees. The hater says, tears fall down his eyes. The hater says, I don't want to die. Please, God, get me out of this. Please. Dunsmore lands in front of him and says, how cute. Shh! The hater says, Dunsmore says, where's your God now? Have fun in hell. Shh! The hater says, he goes limp. Dunsmore looks around at the massacre and says, I like humans. His eyes glow blood red, and he says, they're fun. Guess I should get back. Back in the green building, Dunsmore walks into the room. The general jumps backwards and says, what the hell have you been doing? Dunsmore says, I took the hater base for you. You are welcome. The general says, you're covered in blood. You're crimson red. What did you do? Massacre them? Dunsmore smiles. The general says, great God, you did. Draconet says, you'll get used to it. We did. The general says, used to it? Do you know how many lives were in that hater base? 110 lives. We may be at war, but some of those haters were fathers. Dunsmore says, I know. I promised one that I'd take care of his kids for him. I'd keep my promises. The general says, go get washed up before you scare my soldiers. Dunsmore says, yes, General. He laughs and walks into the showers. The general says, that is Luna's son? Draconet says, he's usually more like her. Nice and kind, but something's happened. He seems more like Darkstorm, enjoying the suffering and death of another being. The general says, he has a weakness, right? Draconet says, 9, actually, but you humans couldn't hope to hurt him or me. You couldn't even hurt a mayor. The general says, so if he wanted to, he could kill all humans. Draconet says, pretty much, but he came here to help y'all battle the haters, and he wouldn't kill a whole entire species. I got an idea. Do you or your soldiers have any kids? The general says, I do. Why? Draconet says, Dunsmore loves kids. He's a sucker for them. No matter what species, he loves to see them smile, laugh, and have fun. The general says, he has kids, doesn't he? Draconet says, yes, 4. My wife and Queen is his, and Rainbow Dash's daughter. Only one is still a filly. He loves to make her happy. She can ask for anything, and he'll pretty much give it to her, but he doesn't set rules to keep her from getting spoiled. 2 little girls run in and say, Daddy! The general says, girls. They hug him. Dunsmore walks out of the showers and freezes when he sees them. The general says, these are my daughters. Dunsmore says, you have kids and they're daughters? I have 3 daughters. One adopted, but still my daughter. The general nods and says, girls, I want you to meet Princess Luna's son. The girls run over to Dunsmore screaming, Princess Luna's son! They hug his front hooves and smile up at him. Dunsmore smiles back and says, hey girls, how would you like to fly? The girls come up and down screaming, yes! The general says, fly? In the air? Where they could fall? The girls hop onto Dunsmore's back. Dunsmore smiles at them and says, don't worry, General. I take my little girl for a flight all the time. They're safe. Hang on! The girls scream, woohoo! Draconet says, told you. The general says, if he drops them, Draconet says, he won't. A few minutes later, Dunsmore walks into the room with the girls on his back. The general says, girls! They jump down and hug him. The girls say, that was awesome! Daddy, we got to go so fast! The wind was blowing by us like crazy. One of the little girls hugs Dunsmore's front right hoof and says, I love you, Thunderstorm. Dunsmore kisses her on top of her head and says, I love you too, kiddo. The general says, girls, go back to your rooms. Me and the guys need to talk. The little girls say, "Aw, bye, Thunderstorm." They hug him again. Thunderstorm says, "Bye, girls." They leave the room. The general says, "How did you do that?" Thunderstorm says, "What?" The general says, "When their hearts so fast and go from a red-eyed, glowing killer to a kid whisperer." Thunderstorm says, "I can answer one because the other I don't really know the answer to. I won their hearts so fast because I gave mine first. You give a heart for a heart." The general nods and says, "Anyway, we need to talk attack strategies." Thunderstorm says, "Dragonix, could you take care of that? I'll tell our army where they can sleep." Dragonix says, "Alright." Thunderstorm says, "Thanks." Draconix says, "I'm happy to take over attack strategies." He rubs his hooves together. Thunderstorm says, "Okay, see ya." End of chapter 42. The Brony Adventures 4, chapter 43, Bullets Fired. A few hours later, Thunderstorm walks back into the room and says, "Ready?" The general says, "We are. With this plan, we might be able to finally end this. A 10-year war will finally be over." Thunderstorm says, 10 years? Dang. So what will you do for... Two shots go out. The general says, "They're here." He falls to his knees, 2 bullet holes in his back. The general says, "Keep my girls safe." He falls down limp. Thunderstorm says, "I will. I promise." The girls run into the room screaming, "Daddy!" Thunderstorm gets in front of them and says, "Daddy's sleeping. Don't wake him. Hop on. I want to show you something." The girls hop onto his back. Thunderstorm walks to the doorway and stops. He looks at Draconix and says, "Kill them, Draconix." Woo! The alarm sounds. Draconix screams, "They're here!" The ponies pour out of the base. Pegasus take to the sky, blocking out the sun. Earth ponies and unicorns stand on the ground, waiting. David flies up into the air and waits. 8 shots go out. David screams, "Attack!" The Earth ponies and unicorns attack. The Pegasuses descend into the shadows of the trees. Draconix says, "Ratchet!" Ratchet runs up to Draconix, covered in Ratchet and Clank like armor. Draconix says, "What is that?" Ratchet says, "A plasma rifle." Draconix says, "Anyway, I need you to build the base cannon." Ratchet says, "Okay, I'll be right back." Draconix says, "Not now, we need to get out of here." Ratchet says, "Oh yeah, I guess so." Thunderstorm lands and the girls hop off. Thunderstorm says, "What are your names?" One girl says, "I'm Julie and she's Kate." Thunderstorm says, "Julie, Kate, beautiful names." Thunderstorm looks around and back at the girls and says, I think we're safe." Julie says, "From what?" Kate says, "I thought you were showing us something." Thunderstorm says, I am." He turns into storm dust. Julie's and Kate's eyes go wide. They feel his coat. Kate says, "Your coat turned white." Julie says, "What did you do?" Thunderstorm smiles and says, I am connected to my home's very heart. It's light." The girls say, "Whoa." Julie says, "Your wing is yellow." Kate says, "Your eyes, they're yellow too." Thunderstorm laughs and says, "Stop that. That tickles. Stop it. Girls." In one swift motion, he's hugging them. The girls are laughing. He wraps both wings around them. They look at the sunset. Slowly, the girls' eyes close. Their heads rest in his chest. Thunderstorm looks at them smiling and says, "Good night, angels." The sun goes down. Draconix and Ratchet land. Draconix says, "Wow, you are a kid whisperer." Thunderstorm says, "Thanks." Rainbow Dash, Rain, Lunar, and Crystal land. Then the others are Pegasus land. Deer ponies and unicorns walk out of the trees. The Pegasuses and Earth ponies and unicorns lay down to go to sleep, and Rainbow Dash lays down beside Thunderstorm and smiles at the girls and says, "You're a great father." Thunderstorm frowns and says, "I'm not their father." Rainbow Dash says, "No, you're not, but you take care of them like you are, and they love you like you are." The rest of the main six lay down around Thunderstorm. Rarity says, "They're so cute." Twilight says, "You're great with them." Thunderstorm smiles. Fluttershy says, "Aw, they're sleeping." Pinkie Pie says, "Aw, so cute." Applejack says, "I bet they feel as snug as a June bug." Firefly walks over to Draconix and says, "How does Thunder do it?" Six mares around him. Rain says, "Firefly, they're just there to see the girls." Draconix says, "And how great he is with them." Rain says, "Oh, stop being silly. Every mare around Daddy except Pinkie is married, and Daddy is married too." Firefly says, "I love Thunder, but sometimes I think Applejack likes him better." Draconix says, "I doubt that. She loves you more than anything." Rain says, "Both of you, stop talking and go to sleep." And chapter 43. The Brony Adventures 4, chapter 44. A Spirit Inside. The next day at sunrise, Thunderstorm whispers, "Girls, girls, wake up." Their eyes slowly open. Julie says, "Daddy, is that you?" Thunderstorm says, "It's me, Julie. Sorry." Kate says, "Where's Daddy?" Thunderstorm says, uh, um, tears appear in his eyes. He looks at Twilight with pleading eyes. Twilight says, girls, come with me. I'll tell you." Julie says, "Why is Thunderstorm crying?" Twilight says, he had a nightmare. Come on." The girls get up and follow Twilight. And Dash says, "Are you okay?" Thunderstorm says, I can't tell them that their dad is never coming." He closes his eyes tight, tears pouring out. Levi says, "Aw, don't cry, Dundee. Look at the beautiful sunrise. It's a day to be happy, not sad." She bounces around Thunderstorm. Applejack says, "Pinkie, I know you're trying to help, but stop, please." Pinkie stops and says, "Oh, okay. Sorry, Dundee." Thunderstorm says, "It's okay, Pinkie. Thanks for trying." Fluttershy says, they must have really gotten to you." Ray says, "You must really love them." Thunderstorm says, "Like my own, but..." Berdash says, "But what? What's wrong?" Thunderstorm sends up and says, "Nothing. I'll be right back." He walks into the forest. Applejack says, "Wow, I ain't seen him this down in a long time." Pinkie Pie says, "Dundee." In the forest, Twilight says, "Girls, your dad is... he is... he's gone. He's not coming back. I'm sorry. So sorry." Tears appear in Julie's and Kate's eyes. Kate says, "Daddy's gone?" Julie says, "No." Thunderstorm walks up behind them and says, "I'm sorry, girls. I should have told you sooner, but I couldn't." They bury their faces into Thunderstorm's chest, crying. Thunderstorm hugs them, both wings wrapped around them. Twilight walks away. Tears go down Thunderstorm's cheeks. Kate says, "Can we live with you?" Julie looks up at him. Thunderstorm says, "I would love to bring you both to Equestria, but I can't." Kate says, "Why?" Thunderstorm says, "Because I have something in me that I can't control." "Do you know what a rager is?" Julie and Kate shake their heads. Thunderstorm says, "It's a power that rare beings are given. When they get very angry, past rage, they enter a state called rager form. This rager spirit takes over. They have no control till it's over. I have a ranger spirit in me, and I don't want it to hurt you. I love you both. This is for your own safety. Julie says, it's in you, so it must be good. Kate says, yeah, it wouldn't hurt us. You wouldn't hurt us. Dinosaur says, I never would, and it can be good, but it can also be evil. Julie says, we won't make you that mad, I promise. Kate says, I promise too. Dinosaur says, thanks girls, but it's not that simple. It's complicated. Firefly says, it's not complicated, Thunder. Dinosaur says, fire, get out of here. You don't, Firefly says, understand? No, I don't. But I do understand how much you love these girls. I have my own daughter. If you love them as much as I think you do, then you won't let this keep you away from them. Dinosaur says, I don't want to, but I have to. Firefly says, no you don't. Dinosaur says, fire! I have a spirit of great power and death within me. I won't let it kill them. Firefly says, it won't, because you wouldn't let it. You know you'd fight it till you won. It would never hurt them, because you'd always be there. Just stop it. Stop denying the truth. You can control a spirit of great power and death. That doesn't make you evil. You're good, Thunder. You always have been. Dinosaur says, I can't control it. Firefly says, bull! You've controlled it more than once. Stop lying to yourself. Dinosaur stares at the ground. Firefly says, Thunder, I know you hate having it, but you do. So does Scootaloo. If you keep running from yours, then she'll keep running from hers. You'll hurt her, and right now, you're hurting these girls. Dinosaur looks at them, tears in their eyes. Dinosaur pulls them in close and says, please don't cry. I'm so sorry about your dad. Julie says, that's not why we're crying. Kate says, we want to live with you. Dinosaur smiles and says, I never thought I liked humans. Then I met you two. He looks at Firefly and says, finish this war. I'm taking the girls home. A portal opens. Firefly smiles and says, you got it, Thunder. They run into the portal. Thunderstorm says, girls, wait. He runs after them. The portal closes. Firefly says, big softy. He walks away. End of chapter 44. The Brony Adventures 4, Chapter 45, Fire. Firefly walks out of the forest. Draconet says, where is Thunderstorm? Firefly smiles and says, he took the girls to Equestria, their home, and safe. Rainbow Dash smiles. Brady says, I guess you get two new daughters, Rainbow. Rainbow Dash says, I don't mind. I love them as much as Thunderstorm does. A portal opens. Rainbow Dash, Rain, and Crystal walk through it. It closes. Draconet says, do you hear that? Firefly says, yeah, I think it's from behind that hill. Draconet and Firefly walk to the top of the hill and freeze. In front of them, approaching the hill, is a massive hater army. Draconet says, do they really think they can hurt us? Firefly says, maybe not you, but us. I won't let them reach Applejack. If I don't come back, tell Applejack I'm sorry. Firefly dives down the hill and opens his wings. He flies towards the army. A trail of fire behind him. Draconet says, what are you doing? In Equestria, the girls look around in amazement. Thunderstorm smiles and says, welcome home, Julie. Kate, what do you think? Julie says, wow. Kate says, whoa. Thunderstorm says, there's just one more thing to take care of. Thunderstorm's horn glows. The girls rise into the air, their entire bodies glowing. And one big flash is done. They slowly land on the ground. They look into a river. Julie and Kate scream, yee! We're ponies! Thunderstorm smiles. They hug Thunderstorm and say, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thunderstorm smiles even wider and says, you are welcome, angels. Julie says, I have wings. Kate says, yee! Me too. They both scream, yee! Thunderstorm says, want to learn to fly? They scream, yes. Thunderstorm says, I love you girls. Back to Earth. Firefly dies in the middle of the army. A giant explosion of fire engulfs half the army. Survivors run around on fire, screaming, help! Ah! Somebody, please! A general screams, "What the fuck was that?" Firefly walks through a wall of fire and says, "It was me." The soldiers drop their guns from respect and fear. The general says, "A pony that can control and walk through fire. Run like hell!" A ring of fire rises, surrounding them. Firefly smiles. A soldier tears off his shirt, revealing a Applejack t-shirt. He yells, "I'm a Brony! Don't kill me! Please! I'm a father!" Firefly squints his eyes. The hater catches on fire. He screams, "Ah!" He falls down dead. Firefly flies up into the air. The ring of fire closes, engulfing the soldiers and general. Their cries of agony echo all over. Firefly lands beside Draconix. Brian Jr. runs up to them and says, You just killed like 90% of the hater population. The others just surrendered. We win." Draconix says, "I counted while a pony slept. We lost 3 Pegasuses and 2 Earth ponies. We won, but not without casualties." Brian Jr. says, "Oh, I'm sorry." Draconix says, "They died for a good cause. We won't forget them." Brian Jr. says, "Neither will we. I promise." The portal opens. The Pegasuses, Earth ponies, and unicorns go through it. Draconix says, "Bye, Brian Jr. Let's go home, Firefly." Draconix walks through the portal. Firefly walks up to Brian Jr. and says, "See ya, kid." Brian Jr. says, "See ya, Fire." Firefly goes through the portal. It closes. Ratchet says, "Done. Why did you want the base cannon?" Draconix says, "I don't. Vinyl does. Here, Vinyl." Vinyl says, "Awesome. Thanks, Draconix." Draconix says, No problem, Vinyl." Why are y'all's mains messed up?" Crash and Octavia look at each other and blush. Draconix says, "Oh, never mind." Ratchet laughs. Draconix says, "Shut up." Ratchet says, "Why are y'all's mains messed up?" He laughs harder. Draconix says, "Shut up, it's not funny." Scratch and Octavia start kissing. Draconix says, Ratchet says, "You know you like it." Draconix says, "I'm going to hurt you. Shut the fuck up." Ratchet says, "Then stop watching them." Scratch says, You're watching us?" Draconix blushes. Octavia blushes. Scratch says, "It's cool." Dave says, "Wow, this place can be crazy sometimes." Sleebell says, "What's crazy?" Dave says, "Nothing." Scratch and Octavia start kissing again. Dave says, Sleebell, let's go this way." Sleebell says, What are they doing?" Dave says, "Nothing, keep walking." End of chapter 45. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for listening, and see you next time.